that Forsaken, well, he doesn't want it to be in their hands. He's pulling it right back into even territory. Wall on the left. The jump! Meadow's still alive, but Mind Freak will take him down. That was a bit of a heart attack for Vaporix, I'm sure, but they get it done. 13-10. Their map pick is now secure.
They lost one round in their defensive half. Just the one. Other than that, they kept it squeaky clean, winning their bonus round and just running it back after being so far down in that first half. An incredible performance from this deadly double duelist duo once again. And they sat right at the top of the board, and honestly, they are so terrifying to play against for anyone within this tournament. Now, of course, they're going to have to go on to bind, which means we might get a cheeky little bit of Yoru in there. Maybe this time it'll finally work, because it's definitely been a little bit shaky so far, but damn, this was such an impressive comeback. And again, for a team that a lot of the time we don't see that much on the international stage, the fact that they have this resilience with the two young players as well,
yeah,
they're a team to be feared.
Yeah, you know, coming into this tournament, Forsaken, certainly in terms of those opening duels, was a real mystery. You know, when you look at this guy, he's involved in more than anyone, and he's losing more than anyone.
He was 24 and 24 in opening duels. He was also 83 and 83 in kills and deaths.
Well, this is with this guy in consistency, man. Well, he's kind of ruined it here.
He's definitely ruined it now.
25 to 15, 8 assists, closing it out. I mean, Jing is the same, right? 21 and 20.
They have 10 first bloods between them.
That's absolutely crazy. You see the value brought in some of these rounds. But the confidence was there for Vaporix as well. You know, they're not afraid to play with some style every now and then. Jing blast packing around corners. What we just saw there from Forsaken, even trying to finish a guy off with a jumping shot. You know, you gotta respect it.
I think he was born without fear, and then no one taught him it along the way. They've just sheer confidence coming out from Jing. But honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and say I think he's the most enjoyable player to watch in the tournament.
Jing, almost definitely, man. His Reyna on Haven is something to behold. We won't get to see it this time around, unfortunately, but let's see if Forsaken's Yoru is coming to play. Yeah. For now, we're going to toss things off to a break. We'll be back in just a little bit with the Analyst Desk and a lot more Valor.
So far are limited edition, but to have like an actual store that has like one t-shirt or like 3 items all the time would be cool as well. So yeah, that's what I'm also deciding.
Looking at where people were, definitely there was a couple things salvage. I hate going salvage. I got nothing else, kind of. I think these guys probably might have ran to runoff, I want to say, because Crafton's up there.
This is untouched, I think.
Never mind, there was a team here, though.
The other side's looted.
Yeah, this side's
I'll throw my ult down.
That is weird.
Oh, hey, a package.
Yeah. A package.
A package.
Shops open for VIPs only. Evo shield here, level 3. Nice choice. You got good taste. My favorite kind of loot. The kind that's all mine.
Legs slitting. What could it possibly be? Oh, purple armor.
Pretty juice.
Not bad. Could be worse.
Could be. I'm gonna go up north to runoff and play for a third party here.
I'm gonna grab this bruiser. I'm coming back up.
I want to kind of do like an oversized tee, maybe. And then
Chances someone
lightweight
I think we can hit a
sweatshirt for the summer.
Close to my right, close to my right, close to my right. North, 222, 22. I don't think they heard us. I'm just gonna wrap this.
Get a little relaxation.
He might be hitting a craft. I think he was going for the pill.
No hoodie.
But they're on the building.
They're Valkyrie.
Yeah. With it being like summer, you know.
They're blowing. Oh, this is the airbase team. They're probably just going to airbase. Yeah, they're just gonna hold the high 8.
Okay, we don't have to fight them.
No, I'm just gonna be playing for GPs. We can hit a craft. We can probably craft now if those guys are gone. Another team here.
I don't really need a craft. I don't really need to craft anything. I'm gonna light mag.
Team on the roof.
You wanna just drop it out? Come to me. I'm gonna make the executive decision.
You're making the executive, alright, Mr. Executive.
Ready for burn. How copy?
Turning up the sensitivity.
We're just doing the exact same thing.
I just don't know where the zone's ending after this. We can probably fight them. Yeah, we can do it. Howard.
Are they still fighting here? Is this real? Like, why are they still pushing?
They managed to dominate them and also not hit a single showstopper in the midst of it. Like you can have so much success inside all of this messy failure, and it's so exciting. It's like one of those things that you can't look away from. And I think for G2, that's going to be so excruciatingly hard to look at because they're going to be sitting there going, you didn't even let us into sight. You didn't even let us poke and prod around on the map. You just ran at us, and all of a sudden the defenders became attackers half the time. I couldn't even keep my finger on the. I had to look at the mini-map half the time.
Yeah, I think that's poignant too because this is literally what we saw from PRX against the guard.
Yep.
So G2 is like looking at that, and again, they had the right game plan, which obviously is not the right game plan, but let's default against them on this defensive side. Let's just wait for them to push. And they did. And these types of things happen. I mean, this guy was so good. This share shot ridiculous. He's stunned at the same time, and he still follows up with more kills. He pushes out of smoke again as his team pushes.
What is this? What is going on?
I can't. Look, to be fair, I love Forsaken, especially on the off. I mean, he had 12 op kills, of which 90% of them came from the defensive half alone. And we saw Mixwell rocking the op more than we saw Forsaken able to get his hands on it, just due to the economic situation. He got a maximum of 8 op kills throughout that entire series, or rather that entire map. So Forsaken, even though he's playing it like a shotgun half of the time, he's able to pull 12 op kills in almost one singular half of a map. I just don't know. There was a time where I saw G2 try to avoid him, and it's like, avoid Cena, win the map, but it just didn't work. He just rotated. He just knew where they would be coming from.
Yeah, I mean, when you avoid one, you got the rest team on the side as well, like Mind Freak here getting some insane clutches.
Yeah, and it's funny that we're looking at Avova here too, because I think he did play great. I mean, he was one of the people who was taking the fights and actually outplaying in some instances both Jing and Forsaken with the way. Mind Freak and how he played that game. He was consistently aware of any flank possibilities from Avova, from anybody on that G2 side, but also he was setting up his team in so many good ways in that defensive half. The amount of paranoia setups that they have, like that pistol round, for example, they didn't get used to use that trap play inside of rope, but there were a lot of other trap plays, and he's there in time with smokes and support with his own body as well. That's the type of player you want with these two guys.
It would work if they could get onto side. That's my thing, is that Avova especially, he was just limited by, this is what I show you in the early round, for example. I can traverse, I can play a little bit trickery and, look here, oh no, I'm over there, and that's great. But they've already snuffed out half of his team at that time, and he's trying to, have an uphill battle from there. I want to see what Avova's like on split when there's not that kind of suffocation in the early round where they get to move around a little bit more. But for now, I mean, that's a little bit of adaptation they can bring into the next map.
I also felt like Mind Freak was one of the only people that didn't just push. He was always at least there anchoring. And speaking of one of those players that did pop off and winning like crazy, of course, it's Jing. And here he is in the aim lab shoot around. I'm very curious about this aim lab shoot around because you can't move in aim lab. So how is it useful to him?
Yeah, right? He's not run spraying. He's not satcheling in at the same time. Man, I'm still just in shock at the amount of times this guy is double satcheling at somebody or at multiple people with no utility thrown just because he thinks the timing is right. And that's something I think people are going to underappreciate about this team, because it's hard to tell why he's doing certain things.
Correct.
But always he's double satcheling in situations where there was just something that happened on the other side. For example, G2, like or G2 throwing a smoke, throwing something that's going to say their execute's coming. So many times he's got the right read on the situation.
And he's going to be doing more double satchels as we move on to the next map. I know, Jess, you're very excited about this one. You want to see the Yoru again?
Yes, because the reason I want to see it again is because when it is used in the correct strategy and the correct set play in a way that the team works around the Yoru rather than it being a more of a selfish, independent kind of play, I think it can work. And I think that's something that wasn't necessarily put on display in that sort of initial debut of Yoru here on that international stage, but I do think it's a possibility it could work.
Yeah, but I think that G2 has gotten a lot of time. Once they know that Paper Rex was down here in the lower bracket, they know the way that the veto is going to go, at least their map pick. It should be really easy for them to watch the only 2 games that they played on Bind, and they lost 1 and won 1. Meanwhile, G2 is 5-0 in this year on Bind. Their Bind looks really good. Really good. Honestly, some of the best in the world. They've taken down the best team on Bind in the world, actually stopped their undefeated streak in Ascend back in EMEA. So that's the type of thing you can expect, and that's a hard sell for me to see Paper Rex take over G2 on this map.
We will just have to look on the left-hand side of the screen when we do get to the agent select about whether or not there will be a change from Paper Rex. You know, I've sort of criticized some teams, said you should change, you shouldn't. I want to see them with something different. Same, but different. That's what I want.
Yeah, we're into the Prime Gaming agent select now, and as Jess said, keep a close eye on what's Forsaken.
On the right side.
Yeah, it's going to lock in. Jing and Meadow, we expected this.
There we go.
Here we go again. Yoru is back in. The only person, Bala, that's played Yoru this whole tournament.
Yeah, and in any Masters tournament except all the way back in Reykjavik. So I wanted to see a change here, though, from Avova, actually, because I'm not a big fan of the Omen on this map.
What limits you from enjoying from his
There's a lot less specific trap plays that you can use with the Paranoia because of the way that the sites are actually spread out and the chokes are difficult. I only see 2 real opportunities for that, and that's around lamps and also around elbow into long.
Well, this is going to be G2's playground. They have a chance to bounce back here. Mitch and Tom, let's have a look and see if they can.
Certainly a tough task, Tom, but you know what? If anyone can do it, I'm going to look at Paper Rex to take down G2 on Bind. They played damn well, but I'm still not sold on the Yoru. I got to see something new from it here.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. They've been caught out quite regularly. Like, it's either a one and done, or they just don't capitalize enough on the space that he's actually taking. And that's the main issue. There's a lot of cool, like, little plays that they've come up with off the back of this agent, but it's mainly just if he's going straight through with a gate crash into the site, gets 1 kill and then dies, and then everyone else is still just chilling back towards the spawn, there's no real value in that, and you've lost your star player. So definitely more to be desired. I also think Jing hasn't had anywhere near as much success on this map, so if he pops off, Forsaken's play might not even matter.
Oh, that was dangerous. Mixwell barely getting out of there. Just 20 HP on the way back, and Hoodie, well, he took a headshot as well. Never mind the Yoru or any of the comp. They're just taking them down. The site now theirs. Paper Rex be able to play for the post plant. I've already heard the TP come through. There's 2 coming from behind. Avova in the spawn. I mean, someone needs to pop off on G2 for them to have a chance.
Spike planted.
Coordinated elbow push on the back of a flash.
Yeah, they are ready to try and battle that player in spawn. I don't think there's going to be much that Avova can do here. He's probably blinded up half of the team, but they have just pushed him completely out of position. And now the remaining 2 looking to come in from behind have to try and reclaim so much ground. Nukia not able to get anything done. The flash is so perfect as well, and they are just being isolated one by one. Paper Rex with a solid pistol.
Yeah, I got to give that round to Devi, honestly, when it comes to that post plant. The fact that he's stacked up, ready for the flash into spawn, which pushes Avova back. He paranoias, they aftershock, they start to fight him. It's just, even though he's blinded them, they're spraying down on that corner, knowing that he has to step out of it eventually. And then, obviously, to close that out as well, to flash to re-entry. You can see the value of this guy, even though he doesn't necessarily come up huge. That's the thing, like, because they had the aftershock down, they knew, even if he blinds us, we all just, there's 4 of us here, we just spray that corner, he cannot get out.
If it works for Jing, it probably won't work for anyone else. But hey, already, they've used that as a fake. There are still 3 players on the A side when there is nobody even going remotely in that direction, just from A little bit of utility being used early by Forsaken, and now they even have Benkai set up. This is just a well-designed round.
And one of the benefits of having this so early on, if you manage to get a clean round like this, also I think some Marshall there to be retrieved for Forsaken. He's got a free little upgrade for himself. Okay, here we go, into the smoke. This is a little dangerous. They hadn't actually seen that Mixwell was up close, but they deal with it anyways. Now, right now, any reaction that G2 tried to make to Paper X's play was shut down immediately. And that is great for your second round, making a statement, making your opponents really feel stuck. Also, that one kill that they got, it's only the Marshall in the end because you're just going to have Forsaken save over the Spectre. I'll highlight the main problem that we see with Paper X, at least in the last game Zone Bind. These guys could successfully take a ton of space, but it seemed like they were never happy with it. They always ended up pushing into spawn, over-aggressing, over-fighting for angles, losing those duels, and giving their opponents a way back in. We can't see that happen here, because G2 have already shown they definitely have the firepower to make that happen if Paper X get the same kind of space away.
Oh, it's a challenge early in the round for that B long control, that same pace. But they've shown a lot of presence on that side of the map, and now they just run straight back to try and put pressure in onto Mixwell. Steps have been heard, Poison Cloud initiated, but they're just going to go running straight through. It's Forsaken to find the kill anyway, and he will go down in response. Still, Meadow survives, but he's relatively low on health. These Spectres might be able to finish him off, but he'll get another.
That's one player aggressing in, you can have that, but now we got to see the rest. Find the advantages in these close fights. Benkai taking down Hoodie is something, and Mindfreak manages to step it up. Now Benkai's repositioning to play with his teammate. They've got post-plant Molly to work with as well. If Benkai can take down even one player. But Nukia managed to get that angle. He catches him off, sneaking out of the lab. It's going to be halfway. That's not going to push him off.
It's not going to do anything.
No, just stuck down. G2 find the round. Still, all things considered, 3 kills, spike plant, and what could have been, there's a lot of potential in that round. It's a pretty good third round out of Paper X.
Yeah, if they kill off Meadow a little bit quicker, like he doesn't manage to get 3 kills, I wouldn't even be surprised if they won that. I do think it's important, though, that Meadow gets off to a strong start. As said, this tournament, for the level we know he can hit and has consistently done for quite a while, he's been desperately quiet, especially towards the end of the normal VCT season when we saw that big comeback from G2. He was a big part of that. So seeing him get off to a strong start, also managing to get his Viper's Pit. Now something we have to mention, and we've already seen it previously, is they are going to challenge these Viper's Pits, and also Forsaken can basically get through it without too much hassle at all.
But see, here's the thing, right? We saw it from Paper X before where he tried to get behind it, and he did. But wasn't able to actually root out that Viper, and it's really tough with this comp to actually do that. I think Devi has to be leading him with some utility. You've got to get the information. Well, but more than likely, he's taking 1 or 2 of you down.
I think the worry for me in this round, at least, was the fact that Meadow was alone. Like, they've now rotated in Mixwell, which makes a lot of sense, because you need someone to cover the back of the Viper's Pit. And that's exactly what DRX were doing. They were very prepared for anybody to try and play that Viper's Pit. Instead, though, he's going to go straight through it and manage to take quite a bit of space. It's more the information he gathers, though. Will he actually spot on the remaining couple?
Flash doesn't quite manage to connect. The stun does, but still Meadow's able to follow through with that kill! The nade from Jing is huge! A double kill from it, 3 in the round, and Paper X are right back in it with a showstopper in Jing's hands. He's about to be challenged, Avova. It's unclear whether he actually saw him. I don't think so! 4th kill for Jing. With a post plant and a showstopper to work with. This seems to be an impossible round for Nukia. It's even planted for Heaven. Nukia's now being spotted. All that Jing needs to do is wait and let him take that space, let him tap that spike, and then the showstopper can close the round. If the bullets don't do it, they might even just avoid using that ulti. I like the idea from Nukia to see space, but time is such an issue. The player on the other side catching him first. 3-1 for Paper X. A very strong round, and it didn't really go according to plan. You know, that ult from Forsaken doesn't find the value that they were hoping it would. He goes down, Mindfreak as well, but that nade that he threw combined with the stun.
I think they were screwed no matter what. There was an aftershock through the wall. Like, they had so much utility ready to basically crush those players trying to hold on to lamps, and we know that getting into afterplant positions, you need to have that control on the attacking side, so it was just a big part of the gameplay coming through from Paper X. Incredibly well played. Jing as well, I said he'd had some quieter performances on this map. I think he's currently 8-1, has his Showstopper online. Now his Showstoppers have been a little bit cursed, but that can only last for so long, and Forsaken's already got the opener.
Winning out bathroom control, sending out his decoy to seize a bit of space to distract these players, maybe feed them the information as well, but they've seen exactly where Forsaken is. Tim finding that kill. This is gonna, oh, actually they've spotted the players outside hookah as well, so you're still gonna have Avova sitting around this area, but with a bookie? Okay, right, he didn't manage to get as close as I thought he could there. You're not gonna attempt the TP. Okay, good, he fakes the TP. That's actually gonna cause a bit of a problem. They've gotta now be worried about him already being in the spawn. Selling the fake information. This is, I mean, we're already starting to see the value from Yoru that we didn't last time.
Yeah, I think as well you have to bear in mind. Alright. Oh, okay, got a little bit dicey. But I think you have to bear in mind that DRX, again, are one of the scrim partners of PaperX. So you know that they've basically been practicing against this team up until like a month ago.
Is that instead?
Is he still going for this? Mixwell's giving this a go. Now, Device should basically be ready as he drops out, and now having a player behind should make it impossible. He's tapped the spike to bait him in, but he won't get anything more. But yeah, DRX are very, very used to playing against the Yoru because it's something that's been done for a while, and I imagine it's something they did in scrims for quite a long time. So they're a team that knows it's coming, so they practice to beat it. G2 will not have played against this composition before because no one in EMEA runs it. And even if you have the theoretical ideas of how to deny this player space, if you then focus too much on denying Forsaken, you give space to someone like Jing, which is a bad idea.
Really interesting. I just noticed that you had the TP down as well as the decoy. And when the decoy got into the corner and wasn't moving anymore, he fakes the TP. I mean, that just seems to serve to drag players' attention that way. Maybe they panic shoot it, pop the flash, give the info. Here's a flash of their own. It's a fake, and Nukia able to capitalize on it, but now the rest of the team coming through. Nukia keeps on delivering, but his teammates are falling. Showstopper coming out. He doesn't know about the player in the corner. Oh, that is terrible for G2. They put it all into this round. They fought for mid control, but they did not receive it. Devi won't be able to be healed up. At least he'll remain low.
Those Seekers might have actually sold a bit of the bait because of the quick rotation. However, the straight move into the site, the dimensional drift is going to give so much away that they don't know. They don't know the Mixwell's here. As said, the Seekers gave away that false information that he was on the other side of the map. Making that quick rotation is going to be a nasty surprise. And he's being surrounded by so many different people. Forsaken is currently jump spotting next to him and will go down because of it. That gives an opportunity here. Meadow, though, still locked out. Mindfreak just using utility to hold him back, and sneaking through this smoke is going to have its risks about it. He has his poison orb on the other side, and Mindfreak is going to opt to play within it. Wins that duel, leaving Mixwell alone, and the clock beginning to tick once again.
Contact flash ready to Devi. Popping this any moment now. There it is. Fully blinded up Mixwell. Didn't stand a chance. That's a triple for Devi. A huge round for him, punishing the aggression out of Hookah.
Ah, update, Cok. Hmm. Waduh. Kok Hong Kong sih?
Revealing area.
Match found.
Oh. Ya, nggak milih, Cok. Please lah. Ah. Taruh.
Match found.
I'll fight anybody. I'll fight everybody.
Stuck kieu euy.
Killed them. Spike down B.
Enemy spotted. B.
Time to jump.
Reloading.
My potter broke.
Reloading.
Idiot.
Nice. Last player standing.
I tried. Ah, my bad, sorry.
You can trust my bots. It only malfunctioned that one time, and honestly, she won't miss that.
Can someone
finger.
get this? Can someone get this? Thank you. Thank you.
Embarrassing.
Turret out.
Reloading. Good attempt. Reloading. Reloading. Alarm bot out.
Cutting through.
Planted spike. Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out. Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah.
Multiple enemies A. For you.
I think one. Or two.
One enemy remaining. Your life won't go to waste.
Their luck ran out.
We have a power.
Leave no trace of them. Still in sight.
Cutting through.
We have a power.
Here.
Ouch.
Reloading. For you. Plant the spike.
Oh, two heaven, two heaven, two heaven.
Placing swarm grenade.
My bullet broke.
Reloading. Reloading.
Heaven two.
One enemy remaining. There.
Out of charges.
Careful. Flawless.
Out of charges.
Sage, we're the perfect pair. Weapon here. I take it. Weapon here. There.
Thank you. Okay, okay. Oh-ho!
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 I can buy you window. Oh,
Kok double ya?
Phantom. What do you need?
Kok double sore? Thank you covernya.
Placing sentry.
No.
Time to jump.
Reloading. Enemy spotted A.
Semangat, siap, makasih Lisa.
Assemble.
Aduh, di belakang.
Spike down A.
Aduh.
Oh-ho!
Oh-ho!
Catat ya guys ya, makasih Lisa.
One enemy
Kumpul.
remaining. Reloading.
Oh-ho!
Oh-ho!
Udah cukup. Ini Nemo tuh mau tutup guys. Udah lagi. Jangan terlalu banyak lagi ya guys ya.
Shit.
Makasih.
The symphony of death. Don't worry, you get used to it.
Jadi takut gue.
I can buy. I can drop from someone.
Makasih Lisa, makasih. Cukup.
What do you need? Okay.
Cukup ya Lisa ya, cukup. Makasih.
Where you have from, everyone?
Makasih banyak Lisa. Aduh, dikasih bola ya guys.
Healing. Reloading.
Cutting through. I'm back.
Your duty is not over.
Heaven, Omen. Nice.
One enemy remaining.
Over here.
Spike planted.
Cutting through.
Here. Here.
I think it's saving.
Banyak bola guys ya.
They must have a death wish or something.
Sis, where you come from? Do you hear me? Right?
Yes.
Okay. Europe, where you come from?
I from Indonesia, babe.
Okay. Wherever? Do you hear me? Where you come from? Oh, gun there, gun there.
Here.
What are you doing?
Bad luck.
Oh, nice.
Here.
Time to jump.
Feeling sight.
Yeah.
Placing alarm.
Aduh.
Spike planted. There.
Oh, fang one.
Here.
Two heaven, fang one. Okay.
Jets grounded.